There. Clear with the hole.
That's 31 days. I'm bigger than your month.
I'm 20 days, and I love clothes. You know, I'm picking up new ones. Like clear with the hole as well. You need something to show your all that. Like badges, club badges. There. Clear with the hole.
Build alert.
The wait is finally over. We're live at Wimbledon and it's looking...
Over the years, there have been some strange things throughout the qualification process for international football's biggest tournaments. Ahead of the 1930 World Cup, there was no qualification process continuing to lead on the 60 teams to take part. Prior to the 1934 World Cup, the United States and Mexico both actually travelled to the finals in Rome and played their final qualification playoff game at the Stadio Nazionale, and in 1989, Chilean goalkeeper Roberto Rojas cut himself with a razor blade that he had concealed in his glove and pretended to have been hit by a flare and intended to conceal the Rojas was back on the court in 1990 when his great deception was anomalies and scandals, all of which are worthy of videos all of their own. There is only one thing that has stopped the qualification process for a failed to qualify and Denmark had a very good team for such a small nation in the early 1990s. In Michael Laudrup, could argue they had the best player in the world. Alongside him was his younger brother, Brian Laudrup, starring for Bayern Munich. Up front, they had Glenn Huddleston, of course the Dortmund, and the Bundesliga. There was recent Manchester United recruit, Peter Schmeichel. It was a talented, albeit quite youthful group of players who looked as though they could become Denmark's strongest team in all that time though, it seemed like Euro 92, which was actually hosted by their near neighbours Sweden, had come just a little bit. Drawn to qualifying Group 4 alongside Northern Ireland, Austria, Yugoslavia, and Denmark winning 6 games with only 1 draw and 1 defeat to them. The Yugoslavian team had finished 1 place, and indeed 1 point above them, at a time when the qualifying quarterfinals were expected. Whilst the qualifying campaign was still ongoing, Yugoslav First League champions Red Star Belgrade beat the likes of Rangers and Bayern Munich en route to lifting the European Cup, defeating the French champions Marseille on penalties in the final. That Red Star team obtained the likes of Darko Tanka, Robert Kolanevsky, and Vincent Mihailovic, but they could also call on the time talent from Zagreb, Partizan, and Boise. Yugoslavia reached the final of 1990 with Argentina requiring penalties to get the better of them, but they were considered to be in every team. Denmark actually managed to beat Yugoslavia 2-1 in Belgrade, but they were beaten 2-0 in Copenhagen, being their draw with Northern Ireland. However, over in Yugoslavia, there were bigger concerns of this nation than the absolute Northern Ireland. An extra their impressive squad was 19 The strength of the Yugoslavian Union had been under press, as the President Slovenia became the first nation of the former state of Yugoslavia to declare independence. From June 1994 of 10 months, Yugoslavia was formally broken. The dividing line between independent nations and different ethnic groups sparked a decade of devastating conflict in the region, collectively known as the Yugoslav. Fighting was at its bloodiest right around the time of the 1992 European Championships, as the Croatian War of Independence, the Bosnian War, and the Kosovo War all raged on, as whole regions were blighted by ethnic cleansing, genocide, and bloody war. Almost 150,000 people lost their lives. A further 4 million were displaced, permanently altering Europe's makeup and demographics. On May 30th, 1992, just 11 days before Euro 92 was due to get underway, the United Nations Security Council Resolution 757 was adopted by the United Nations. It was the 9th resolution adopted by the United Nations Security Council relating to Yugoslavia, reaffirming all of the previous restrictions that had been adopted, but this resolution included supporting in any international sporting competition. The Olympic Committee were able to reach a compromise with the UN, allowing Yugoslav athletes to still compete at the 1992 Summer Olympics, but as independent participants, so there would be no reprieve for the nation's talented victims. It was a crushing blow for an extremely talented national team had taken Euro 92 by storm. Yugoslavia had bigger fish to fry than football and far greater tragedies than missing out on a major tournament. But on a personal level, it was a cruel fate which befell footballers with little involvement in it. With just 10 minutes to go to following that, there was no time for any kind of airstats qualification. There wouldn't even be time for a separate playoff between the second place. Ultimately though, neither would be required. Whichever way you looked at it, Denmark were the obvious. Not only had they been running down behind they also had one of the most extraordinary aspects of Denmark's success and Euro 92, as it is told, is the fact that they have so little to prepare for the match. Whilst other teams were enjoying the training Denmark squad anticipated this out-of-action for a match and was kicking back with their flip-flop set and a top seller on a This wasn't actually true of most of Denmark. And obviously, the big drop in midfield that Tim built for, tried to and were well aware that the possibility that the team who toppled them in qualifying may be disqualified. Nonetheless, manager Richard Muller-Nielsen would have to very hastily make a flexible squad and try to get them up to for Muller-Nielsen, there was not really difficult to do during Euro 92 qualifying, rather like the third, within the Denmark. Muller-Nielsen was expected his first priority was to keep the felt restrained by Muller-Nielsen. I didn't know that. was tired from the Michael Laura was 76, and his brother Brian was 26. Muller-Nielsen had never seen so very complicated, but the rest of the Laura brothers came as a significant. Once Raver had banned Yugoslavia and offered Denmark a lifetime, likewise, this changed by its outdoors. Brian Laura accepted the olive branch and time to win. Supposedly raising Denmark's chances. The Russian team to feel the Euros is still a tournament with a stern qualification process, followed by an elite level final made for just 8 teams. Replacing Yugoslavia, Denmark went into Group 1, alongside France, England, and the considering the weapons, Denmark's pre-tournament odds at 20 to 1 win the tournament was Richard Muller-Nielsen holding outlook. Denmark were a decent team, but they knew expectations from the outside. The lack of preparation was prepared for them, which was allowed them and the quality of their opposition to make anything other than with great defeat, which seemed as a major success. In the later game, Denmark faced an England team that had only lost in the semi-finals of Italia 90 to eventual winners West Germany just 2 years ago. England had lost the likes of Brian Robson, time, but they were still picked as heavy favourites for them. Lauren Nielsen's defensive solidity earned Denmark a 0-0 draw, and on the break, they actually created the better opportunities. The Danes took marks on their performance, and began to wonder whether, if they could more than match England, they actually had anyone to really fear at the front. In their second game against the host nation Sweden, Denmark once again created the better opportunity, but a single shot from the play saw their near neighbours avert the score. It was the first time Denmark and Sweden had met at a major tournament, and when the final whistle blew, the Swedish commentator remarked, "And it's all over for Denmark." He would have disagreed. Following a draw and a defeat in the opening 2 games, and ahead of their final game against France, Denmark were now placed at 150-1 to win the tournament with them. France were the pre-tournament favourites at Euro 90. They had something to do with the only team who were squad boasting the likes of Laurent Blanc, Didier Deschamps, Eric Cantona, and their star man and the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, Jean-Pierre Papin, who had scored 38 goals in 45 games for Marseille during the previous season, being rewarded with a world record-breaking move to AC Milan, which made him the world's first £10 million player. France still hadn't actually won a game at the Euros, but nor had they been defeated, and with Denmark still viewed as the group's whipping boys, their chances looked good. Before the game, some of the French players asked John Stieberback if Denmark would go easy on them because they didn't want to pick up any injuries ahead of the semi-finals in just a few days. When Stieberback, speaking to a number of French players as he was playing for Monaco at the time, relayed that message to his teammates, they couldn't quite believe what they had just done. Standing in the tunnel before the game, Peter Schmeichel showed his face from the French and moved with a red line. His switch from self-defense to goal the anger and other points of proof in their final group. Denmark submitted to Henrik Larsson before he take that happened on the hour mark. At that point, Denmark looked out on their feet, and France had the bit between their teeth. So Muller Nielsen took drastic action. Brian Laudrup was among the Danish contingent who hadn't been fully fit going into the tournament, and though he was arguably the nation's outstanding outdoor player, Muller Nielsen substituted him and replaced him with Larsson. A man with an unusual, sometimes troubled talent, and still had lots of in 1990. As a year after Euro 1992, aged only 20. However, in this game against France, Laudrup scored with his first touch, and the game finished 2-0. France wouldn't have to worry about any injuries ahead of the semi-finals, since they wouldn't be in it. Sweden topped the group, and Denmark progressed to the final. As Group 1 was discussed, Denmark would face the Group 2 winners, the Netherlands, with the same game. Denmark managed to break through against France, but most viewed this one as a total loss. The Netherlands Koeman, Blind, De Boer, Rijkaard, Gullit, Bergkamp, Van Basten. It was a team of superstars from 1 to 11. The Netherlands were the reigning European champions, and they had topped their group, with Bergkamp in particular looking as though he was untouched. As soon as the group stages had been completed, everyone was already talking about the final. The great rivalry between the Netherlands and Germany continued. The Netherlands had not won out of the Euros on route to glory in 1988, but Germany returned the favour en route to their own glorious success at the World Cup in 1990. The Netherlands had emerged victorious in the group stage of Sweden, but that was just the prelude to an epic trilogy in arguably European football's greatest international rivalry. Though few people were talking about it, there was still the small matter of the semi-finals for those teams. Germany did their bit on June 21st, beating the host thanks to a goal from Carl Van Dijk, but then came the turn. had done with France. Their upset against Le Bleu seemingly hadn't taught the Dutch end. Denmark took a 1-0 lead on the 5-minute mark through Henrik Larsson, before Dennis Bergkamp equalised midway through the first half. Larsson restored Denmark's lead in the 33rd minute, and they appeared to be holding their own. But then came, quite literally, a shattering blow, as Henrik Andersen cracked his kneecap in a collision with Marco van Basten. Though he was only 27 at the time, Andersen only ever won one more cap for Denmark, which wouldn't come for another 2 years, and repeated injuries to his knee eventually forced him to retire, aged 30. Andersen was one of Denmark's star players, and his injury in the 70th minute, and thus the they looked shell-shocked for the last 20 minutes, and just 4 minutes from time, they conceded, after failing to clear their line from a corner that was flicked on at the front. It was vital that Denmark regrouped ahead of extra time and regained their concentration and confidence, since the game only looked like one outcome at that time. In truth, the Netherlands dominated the proceedings during extra time, but they failed to make their possession attempt to counter anything in terms of football and important parameters. When the final whistle was blown at extra time, Denmark were quietly confident, well aware that their number one was a pretty special talent. Denmark converted all 5 of their penalties, while Schmeichel denied arguably the best centre-forward on the planet, Marco van Basten, from just 12 yards out, to spoil the Netherlands' plans of meeting their old foes in the final and of retaining their European crown. In spite of everything, their failed qualification, lack of preparation, and upsets against 2 out of the 3 pre-tournament favourites, Denmark was still written off by note before the final. Whether it was Mexico in the 1986 World Cup or Belgium in 1972, Germany had a nasty habit of being unmoved by upsets, with a willingness to follow the script with a stereotypically German ruthlessness and efficiency in major tournaments when it mattered. What's more, the Germans were writing a fairy tale all of their own. West and East Germany were actually drawn against each other in Euro 92 qualifying just months after the fall of the Berlin Wall. But in October 1990, Germany was reunified, and in November 1990, the DSU, and with it, the German national team, into the DF, and the 2 German national teams became one once again. Euro 1992 qualifying Group 5, therefore, had just 4 teams rather than 5, and the reunified German national team qualified 1 point ahead of Wales. So Euro 1992 was the first major tournament to feature East and West Germans playing side by side since the 1938 World Cup, 5 years after Hitler became Chancellor, and more than 50 years before Euro 92. Though West Germany had enjoyed great success following World War II and the Germany had never actually at the earliest possible opportunity with a brilliant team in a final against a team who, initially, had failed to even qualify. So Germany were big favourites, not least how much Germans. Before the final, Denmark, along with the rest of the football world, had caught wind of Germany's unbelievable and then on to Berlin. This made all the Germans being well prepared in the event of a final win. But for the Danes, who had already been written off so many times, it seemed like their opposition was exhibiting arrogance once again. And like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, they took that personally. On the 18-minute mark, future Arsenal midfielder John Jensen, a man who had never previously scored for Denmark, having represented his country for 5 years, and a man who had only ever scored 4 goals at club level, bunted the ball into the back of Berger Hilton. In the words of Brian Manager, if Jensen scores, and he doesn't score many, then you know you've got a chance. An hour later, Denmark extended their lead. Kim Vilfort, the 1991 Danish Footballer of the Year, had missed Denmark's final group game against France, despite being one of the team's star men. Vilfort briefly left Sweden to return to Denmark and visit his daughter, who was suffering with leukemia. His family twice sent him back to Sweden to play in the semi-final and final, and it was in the final, following plenty of rearguard action, that Vilfort gave Denmark fans the lead, that they could have had European champions. His turn and dragged finish found its way into the back of the net via the right-hand post. At that moment, he had all but guaranteed that Denmark would win the European Championships. Shortly after he returned home, Vilfort's 7-year-old daughter Lena tragically died. Whilst Jensen and Vilfort provided the inspiration at one end, no one was more responsible for Denmark's ultimate success than Peter. A string of superb saves during the second half, most notably from Jens Klinsmann, usually seems to suck the confidence out of the lives of the German players, as if they had accepted that, on this day, no matter how hard they tried, they were not going to beat them. In 3 consecutive games, Denmark, who hadn't even managed to qualify for the finals, beat the favourites, the reigning European champions, and the reigning world champions, with virtually no preparation, without their best player, and with an unfit star centre-forward who didn't score a single goal at the tournament, en route to being crowned as European champions. It was the most unlikely of success stories, but so much of Denmark's success owed to the tight bond between their players, both on and off the pitch. 10 of Denmark's starting 11 in the final had previously played together at Brøndby. Most had reached the semi-finals of the UEFA Cup at Brøndby, which was a huge achievement for the club. Olympic teams. As manager Richard Moller-Nielsen put it, Denmark didn't have the best players, but they had the best team. Michael Laudrup returned to the Denmark squad in August 1993 under Moller-Nielsen. Denmark finishing below Spain and the Republic of Ireland. Denmark remained the smallest nation to have ever won the European Championship, roughly half.
In Euro 2004, a bunch of Greek footballers travelled to Portugal and came home with the trophy.
Here I am, never on school. When will the bombers? Warning. Bombers have been activated, and that looks like a good example. Ding 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 ding.
Ma anche a me va bene il cioccolato.
Ding 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 ding. Oh my god, the best comeback ever, MSN was side. The best comeback ever, we were 4-0 down, but we didn't give up, no.
Round of matches in Group 9 of the 2002 World Cup qualifiers, England were matched up against Greece in what was deemed to be a make-or-break match for the English. And with 92 minutes played in the match, England were down by 2-1. All hope seemed lost. That is until David Beckham essentially grabbed the game by the scruff of its neck and dragged England over the line, scoring this in the 93rd minute to make the game 2-2. This draw sent England to the World Cup as group leaders and solidified David Beckham as an undisputed national hero. Although this turned out to come to their benefit, as not only the tournament on the quarterfinal stage of Brazil, and while we have the subject, I just want to clear up the misconceptions. Even though this game was secure qualification for England, they still would have had the chance to qualify for the World Cup in the playoff rounds had they not scored an equalizer. In fact, some even feel that had Beckham not scored this goal, England would have won the home grounds too. I mean, it's entirely possible, I guess. But let's not get sidetracked. That's not what this story is about. As far as Greece was concerned, there wasn't really much to play for in this match. They were really out of contention for qualifying for the World Cup, having lost the majority of their qualifying matches. And if the world is honest here, this wasn't surprising in the slightest. The reason for this is Despite their near 100-year history in international competition at the time, the Greek national team had only got to qualify for the next tournament twice, the 1988 Euros and 1994 World Cup. In addition to that, and perhaps more importantly, they've never even won a single match at any of these tournaments. Essentially what I'm trying to say is that nobody thought very much of them. At this point, you may be asking, but then why bring up this qualifying match against England in the first place? Well, like I previously said, Greece had lost the majority of their qualifying matches. As a matter of fact, their performances were so bad at this time that the coach, Vasilis Danil, was ceremonially given the boots and replaced by the highly renowned German Oswald Hahn. The match against England was only a second game in charge of Greece. The well-known national and ultimately the handful of times was indicating that this man may have been onto something. After grabbing the lead against the English, Greece did a stellar job at reversing to their textbook first-choice left-back Takis Visas once stated that the first thing that their German coach told them was that the national team had to come first. Not the By the time the 2004 Euro qualification rounds came about, this philosophy, this sense of unity, had already been deeply embedded in the psyche of the Greek national team. If you don't believe me, here, just look at the final table for their qualification group. No, your eyes aren't deceiving. That's right, the team had already double qualified for 2 major tournaments. Not only the Spanish side to the top step, a team that based on the likes of Raul, Xavi Hernandez, and Carlos Cruz to the team. After winning the first 2 matches of the qualifying round, they went on to have a very impressive round and allegedly sort of beat the Spanish national team in Spain. Now, at this point, you may be thinking, yeah, it's still really good to Spain and the guys that want to play the music, but how do they actually
Bang.
Understanding the limitations that the squad had, Argo constantly tinkered with the squad to make sure they were completely prepared to tackle
Round 1. Go! Here we are! Netherlands! Oh my god, guys, I'm in the lead! Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. Check, use your boost to go faster. Yeah, I know that. I'm waiting until the best moment is. See, I'm in the water now. No, get me out of the water. I'm waiting till the end so I can win it in Fast and everyone. Now we're getting like a cop car. I might win the race, fam. More. Ah! Oh, when that happens, and I need to get back on the phone. Wait, am I on lap 2? Oh, I think I'm on lap 2 of 4. I think that's what that means. I'm still first and all, but still. I'm first by a margin, actually. And I actually went a bit faster as well. I'm gonna try this way. Okay. It's a good thing I have a big knee. Oh shoot, no! No, no. Okay, I used none of my boost there. Wait. Now, it's usually in the careful lane I can't go there. Oh my god, I actually successfully did that! Now I can use my booster there to... Right, so I'm on lap 3 here, and I'm probably gonna go down as the world champion of Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, but it's in FIFA. But it's on Fortnite. Seems I'm ready to go. How you gonna? I hope I have enough charge. And then I play it safe. I'm gonna.
Portugal were the hosts. They had some serious firepower in their ranks, and remember, pretty much everything was in the host's favor. So, what we say? Easy dub for the Portuguese, right? While you would definitely be in the majority if this was your prediction, the Greeks had other ideas. After scoring twice, Portugal failed to find the back, they did actually 2-1 in the Greeks. And just like that, that's just the thing. The
Well, now it's all about beating my time. And also winning again. I hope he's not gonna actually give me a challenge. Ah, finally! Finally, someone else goes ahead of me. How neat is that?
And in the final match of the group stages, they lost to Russia. This meant that a draw in Spain and Portugal's last match would be enough to send Greece back home. Coincidentally, luck was on their side. Portugal scored a winner that made them the eventual group winners, and Greece managed to sneak into the quarterfinals by the closest of margins. They beat Spain to second place, not on goal difference, but due to the fact that they'd celebration, all joy was surely lost when